Guys, we have really good progress. We did it. We finally did it. Yeah, we overlooked a massive problem last night before we went to bed, so we can now finally solve it. Ooh, why did my camera go black and white? Oh, there we go. Yeah, we finally have the gate in here, which is amazing. Finally, it works, dude. Yeah, I'll show you. Here, when we hit play, it'll start us on the other side of the map, but we'll get there. Yeah, I had to get some help with the... I figured it out, though. You'll see. See the gate now opens at the thing? Yeah, it works flawless now. See, we got the gate open. Yeah, we'll fix the box colliders on those guys. Put a box on his dead body. Yeah, it's got pathfinding. Say if I click over here, you'll just go there. Or if I click like way in the corner, you'll just go there too. Yeah, I'm making this on my own, bro. I was having a problem with this. The reason why this gate looks like crap is because this was a test object, right? I figured out the problem, though, to what we were having last night. So up here, we have this root node option in the top corner. We want to actually set that to our root bone, and we want to name the bone. So when I click this, you're going to notice that we have root, and then we select this, and we also have root with bone 1 in it. So once I select that, hit apply, go to animation, then we have the root motion animation options. Now when we start the game, the thing doesn't expand 10,000 times its normal size. So now it stays the same size and plays our freaking animation. And that's the problem we were working on last night that took us 6 hours. And I just solved that now. Literally like 15 minutes ago, I've been working on this all day trying to figure out why these gates keep, when I hitting play, grow like 10,000 times its size. Specifically because of these root options. So as long as we have these root options checked, we go to rig. And one bug I noticed about Unity, if you're having a problem with this, change your object's rig from generic to humanoid, hit apply, and then change it back to generic. And then you will have your root. It's so weird that that works, and that fixed everything for me. If I import this, like you'll see on the next one we do, it won't show us this root node button until we change it to humanoid and switch it back to generic, and then it'll show that, which is weird. I've been slamming my head off the wall all day trying to figure out why I can't get one moving object into Unity. Now I figured it out. Specifically because when we created the new rig, we didn't label any of the bones, right? So Unity, when you import a rig, recognizes bone titles, and they apply them as such. So if we named it root, it'll apply it as root. So yeah, so now it works fine. Now we can continue our game, guys. Yeah, we have the gate now. Yeah, we finished it finally. As you see, it's right here. It's not done, right? We still have to go paint it in Substance and stuff like that, but we have it inside of Unity the way we want it. Now I can stop making gates and throwing them out. This is the 13th gate I've made to try to figure out how to get this to work. Yeah, I'll show you. The animation works and everything, and it doesn't grow in size. It stays the size I made it. That's the one problem I've been having for 2 days now, is why this gate doesn't work. As you see, the gate now works, but it's kind of triggered at the wrong time. It's supposed to do that when I enter the trigger collider here, but we'll solve that later. And as you see, I got to fix the collider on that thing. And then we got to do a little bit of the outside. go into tactical mode. Click here and then go over here. You'll go to point 1 and then point 2. In case you want to launch like 2 different attacks, right? You could do that as well. So that's one way you could do it. Yeah, Blender open right now. We're going to make a better gate now that I know how to do it. It's just still a little confusing inside my head. So once we get that into Unity, it might take me a little bit of clicking around to get that correctly. Because trust me, I baked my axis conversion and for some reason it's still sideways in the thing. But as long as I can rotate it in the editor, place it, hit play, and it stays that way, I'm fine. Yeah, before, like all last night when we were trying to do this, we were going to do some programming, but instead we got stuck trying to figure out why a gate didn't work. Yeah, gate we made in Blender. This. You know how hard that was for me to get into Blender working correctly? I figured everything out, though. I know how to do this flawless, so it's a good help. That Facebook Unity group is a really good group for help. No one provided a useful answer, but they actually gave me some, like, where to look for it, you know? So it definitely was the root motion idea. Yeah, we're going to make a way cooler gate than this. I could probably even just take this gate and just edit it a little bit. Because it is technically already animated and finished. Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm really happy now. Because the cool thing now is we can just paint this in Substance, apply the maps to it, and it's done, right? That's how cool Substance is, so... Now that the rig thing works correctly, so before I paint it, we're going to test the rig. So we're going to make another gate with a bunch of moving parts on it, and then we're going to export it. 'Cause I just got to remember to set their bone manually inside of Unity as its root position. What's up, bro? Yeah, dude, we figured it out finally. Welcome back. Yeah, we got it. It's right here. It's this root bone / bone 1. That's what I wanted. But the first bone I created on that rig, so that's its root, right? That's the whole problem we had yesterday. Well, the problem, I think what was going on is the reason why anytime we added the animation to it, when we hit play, it would scale itself is because it wasn't baked properly inside of Blender, which it was, but it just didn't know where the root bone was. So it was taking, like, I think the door bone. I'm honestly not sure how that system worked, but at least I got it solved. This is the second gate I've tried this with, and they both work, so I think I have it solved, yes. Yes, and we got to do a little circle around the enemy. So let me open up cursor. Yeah, we're going to add like a little circle that way you can tell what you clicked on, you know? Yeah, it might take some scripts and split them. Oh yeah, dude, we're really far. We're quite far. So this is day 15, I think. Yeah, we're on day 15. We're gonna get started a little early today. And then I gotta run down to the store eventually shortly. Yeah, it only takes like 5 minutes, and we're gonna come back and crunch that gate, but we got it, guys. We got it. Now we can finally build the rest of the game. Oh. Yeah, I'm just looking at the Unity guide. What's this? Cancel. I didn't ask you to delete anything. Huh? Yeah, it's got to update 3 scripts here. So I'm just going to add, I just got to call it. So we're going to do selection circle. We're going to do that right now. Well, I did it kind of like when we were off stream here. So let me go and get a new C in here. Turn on that other monitor too. We'll call this selection circle. All right. Yeah, as long as this script is in the project somewhere, it should just do the circle selection thing. It's a really tiny script anyway. We just gotta update 2 other scripts. The camera as well. Where's the damn camera? There it is. Yeah, it'll likely give us an error until we get that. I just gotta paste a line in there. 2, 3. If you count that as a line. Okay, now we gotta go to the camera. Get that in there, and it should start to compile. Unless I forgot to save it again. Something happened. I don't know. Unity's been bugging out on me like crazy today, dude. Like, I don't know what the hell is going on. Or I'll just click save because it's so stubborn. Alright, whatever. We'll just move along then. Do I need to find my enemy health? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't need to recompile because it should be. Alright. Yeah, well, it should just work as long as we have that script in the game. So as long as it's actually down in the bottom bar, we should still be able to see this circle around the enemy. But I have a feeling that this isn't going to work as well as I think it is. So let's go find an enemy. Okay, our gate works. Thank you very much. So when we click an enemy, we should see a circle. There's no circle. Unless they're just under the ground. I don't know. They shouldn't be going under the ground like that. Why, Unity? Are you giving me so many damn problems, bro? Finally, you dickhead. Yeah, I don't see shit. There's nothing there. Yeah, I think just my fucking camera script for some reason just isn't saving. This is why I don't use visual. This is why I use cursor, not stupid Visual Studio. Like, I don't understand like why you're not compiling this. There it is. Really? Like, it did it 3 times before it would actually compile. Like, that's really dumb. That had nothing to do with my error. Like, how can anyone make a game when this thing's constantly trying to fight you? It's so stupid. But instead, for the last 6 months, they've been working on some dumbass asset tool instead of actually making the engine better. Now what? Yeah, I think I just did that wrong. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I probably just pasted it on the wrong damn. On my hat, I need my lucky hat. All right, what's going on? Yeah, let's get this solved. Maybe we can get our gate done. I don't want to spend too much time fucking programming anything right now. Where's Visual Studio, private float, minimum distance, and then save. Yeah, that should take care of the error there for us, and then we should have a selection circle. Just a really basic draw around the enemy. We'll add a really nice one when the time comes. There we go. Now when we click an enemy, it should have a circle below him, you know, like an RPG does. Maybe even like a thing above the head. I don't know how to tackle that. We can try a few different things. Yeah, gate works. Yay. Let's see if this stupid thing works. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Hell yeah, bro. Oh, bro, that's so sick. I'm so happy with that. Tactical view. Bum, 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 dun, 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 dun. That's so cool, man. I love it. Hell yeah, bro. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, shit. It's not bad at all. I wonder if I can give it inspector options to customize it of some kind. Yeah, I might have to add it to an empty object, though. Yeah, don't mind this gate here. Here, let me go around and see what objects we don't need anymore. I don't know what that is. Oh, yeah, that's the route to the gate. We will need that eventually, so I'm actually just going to delete that for now. We have the trigger for the gate, so when we press action inside this trigger, the gate should open. Well, it's set to just open automatically right now, but as long as it stays the same when I hit play, I'm very happy. Because for 2 days, every time I hit play like this, it would be like thousands of feet tall, and I was just smashing my freaking head, bro. Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah. I just. Here, hold on. So let's do this. Let's add a couple inspector options to customize that circle there. So what we're going to do is we're gonna go math f dot sin radians star underscore current radius, and then we're gonna go private, and then we're gonna go lines equal null return, and then for each var 1 in underscore lines if 1 exclamation equals null, destroy 1 dot game object. All right, let's get that in, see what happens. Yeah, well, the problem I have with Visual Studios is so clusterfucked, man. Like, I don't like the colors. Everything's a different color. It burns my eyes. I like everything green for some reason. Green and black background. Like the Matrix. Please work. Thank you very much. Good. Okay, so let's do this then. So what we're gonna do is go selection just to try this, and then we're gonna drag our script onto it. Bam! Now we got a bunch of stuff. So let's go into the game and then we'll edit this manually. See, now down here we can have an animated unlit material, which is really nice. So we can kind of customize it up a little bit. This is just to get this shit out of the way so we don't have to do it later, right? For some reason, the selection cursor is over here and it really shouldn't be. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. Yeah, but none of these are working. Oh, you're a con. Fuck off, man. No, someone. I think it has something to do with that stupid camera. Yeah, give me a second. If not, I'm just reverting. I don't got time for this shit today. It's just a little circle anyway. We can do that later. Yeah, it works good. It's just I forgot to do something in the camera, so to tell it to actually, you know, be worthwhile. Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. Really? What happened? I swear to god, if I can't get that back, I'm gonna throw Unity out the window, bro. I would love to switch to Unreal Engine. Oh, I would do anything to get away from Unity if anything was worth getting away from Unity. What are you doing, man? Like, compile the fucking script, dude. Like, how many goddamn times do I have to do this? What the fuck are you doing? Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh, I'm so tired. Unity, man. God, Jesus Christ. The amount of fucking bullshit this thing throws at you is unreal. Oh my, you idiot. Fucking piece of shit. Oh god, dude, no, I can't even. I'm never gonna be bothered to do that. Hell, goddamn, no, bro. Claude is an idiot. Claude will ruin everything if you ask that thing for help. Fuck that thing, dude. Jesus Christ, I can't believe somebody suggested that. Are you kidding? Man, every time I tried to use Claude, that thing would ruin everything after like an hour. The thing is just stupid as shit. Oh, AI is so goddamn stupid. It makes you wonder why billions in tax dollars are even going to it. Like, it's stupid. Yeah, we're just gonna bring this back to the other selection. I don't like this. Let me guess, no compiling at all, right? Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Seriously, I'm getting irritated. Nothing's compiling. Nothing. Like, nothing compiles. I don't know what to do. Here, let me save it 4 times. Save. 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 X. Now it compiles. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, man, I'm really starting to get frustrated with this. Yeah, we're just gonna use the basic circle one. We don't need to get all fancy with it right now. Unity can't handle fancy anyway. Yeah, when we click the character now, you should see that spinning orange circle again. This is the detection radius in case you want to do stealth. So now it's paused and you can do your tactics. So if I wanted to, I could go here and then to this guy. Or he'd just run straight there. It didn't really work his plan. Yeah, see if I'm in tactical mode and I go there, then here. You'll go to point 1, then point B. So say if I wanted to go in tactical mode, attack him, and then attack him. I'm going to see if that works. I'm going to click him once and then click him. And see if he goes, hits him. Oh, he just kind of goes there. That's okay. We'll solve that. You know what? That's a good idea. Let me make the same selection circle be the cursor clicker thing. Yeah, I'd prefer a circle. Yeah, for when we click, say it leaves a box. I'm going to change that to a circle as well. Some kind, or like an indicator or whatever. Like a glowing thing. And then we can go into Blender and make a better gate. And then paint it in substance. Here, let's try this too. Here, let me go to Unity really quick. Let me find my old click marker script. Yeah, I'm gonna try this other one from my other game that I had here. Oh my god, dude, you're an asshole. Like, I legit hate Unity. Like, what the fuck, man? Here goes this compiling bullshit again. Like, save, save, Save. And then save. Okay, it looks like you have to click save 4 times in Visual Studio before it actually does anything. Yeah, I'll clean up all this when I'm done. So we're going to call this marker. And then what we're going to do is drag our click marker onto that. So now we have options. So now what we're going to do is drag this marker into the browser down here. And that should create it as an object, except we can't really preview it, which is weird. So, yeah, we'll just make it green. That's fine. Dash count, dash ratio, segments, duration, spin. We'll make it like 3. And then from what I understand, we'll just drag that into here. So we got marker, go to our player. Marker prefab. And we're going to drag our marker prefab into there. Okay. Yeah, now we should have like a circle when we click. D-end color. I've never used that before, so we're going to try it out. Yay! That's so cool, man. Yeah, it needs to last longer, though. Yeah, I'm really happy so far. So it looks like today's going a lot easier than it was yesterday. That's nice to know. Boom, dead. Yeah, I like that. I do like that. I kind of want it like sticking up above the ground, though. That'll do just fine, though. I'm happy. Die. We should be able to leave multiple in tactical mode. So if I go into tactics, click here, click here. Oh yeah, see, it just skips it. So let's go here and then here. Yep. I gotta fix that bug. I don't know why it only does it once in a while. So 1, 2, 3. Ooh, something's going on there. It's my trigger collider. For some reason, it's... Yeah, that I like it. Yeah, we're gonna make it so it stays until the player reaches the position. If the player clicks again, it'll cancel that old one and then add the new one until the player reaches that one. So. Yeah, and then we'll do enemy attack. I have the player health done. I just don't want to die. Like, I could just... I have a working game now. You know, it's just... We need to make it a little... Yeah, I also added a cool fade to it. So where's that click marker script again? Oh yeah, you gotta save it in Crap Studio like 50 times or it won't compile. Shithole Unity. Like, see, I'm not kidding either. Like, I have to click save 5 times or it doesn't do it. It's just stupid. Okay, now we should have a fade distance. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we have to create a new marker because that one has the old marker on it. So let's delete that. Whoops. Oh, yeah, what am I doing? I'm stupid. So let's bring that back into here. So we got a marker now. Let's go down to our marker and then redrag that into here. Now it should stay until we reach the... Or it fades away once we get right close enough to it, so... Perfect. Nope. Oh, I know what's going on. It's the player controller. Where is that thing? Yeah, I know exactly what's going on. No, because I have the player controller, because I added that to the player controller to start with, and I told it to destroy it after a couple seconds. So I think it's 1 second I told it to destroy it. So, where is my player script? Yeah, I had to remove the destroy move marker 1F. That's what I had to get rid of. Hopefully I don't get an error, though. Good. Yeah, now that icon should just stay there. It's good that we get this out of the way nice and early, though. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Much better. Perfect. Blech. Awesome, dude. Yeah, nice. I was hoping to get that done today. Yeah, that's fine for now. And I'll add like a cool gem floating on it or something like that. Maybe like a little gem floating above it or something. Or like a pulse going out of it. Make it look really cool, but that's good enough for now. It's just cool that you can do that by program, you know? It's fun. And there's no more on the gate. Yeah, it's weird that the trigger collider does that. I gotta tell the mouse to ignore it, I think. Yeah, this is just a test gate. Yeah, it does work. And we have a hole outside and stuff. For now. Yeah. Yeah, it's better. Yeah, now it's more on center with the player. He should still be more like right here. Yeah, that'll reset anyway when I unpause. That's why I did it on live just to play around with it. But that's good. I'm gonna save it here. So now we have the gates, the asset issue solved, which was a huge roadblock. So now that's done. Now we can just fly through it, which is good. Now we can start doing some of the other stuff. Yeah, we're gonna go into Blender. We're gonna make a way cooler gate with like moving bars and like a lock that drops down, a thing that spins, and then the door opens. Now that I finally know how to do this. And then we're gonna paint it in Substance. I just gotta remember to, as we add all objects, to unwrap it by Smart UV. And then pack all of the islands, I think is what it is. There's another thing I had to do as well. Something about alignment. I'll have to look back on a guide. I can probably just ask Bing or something. Yeah, Creality sent me some filament today. In a package, you see? Yeah, they sent me some carbon fiber filament. I didn't even order it. Well, it's sponsored by them for 3D printing things. I just didn't think they would ever send me anything. Which was nice. Yeah, we're gonna do some print videos next. We're gonna make Enderil from Lord of the Rings. Okay, so now that we got the click marker done, we fixed the gate problem. Now I gotta get the gate trigger and the gate animation to go properly. So let me click the gate. So here's the animator. That's not correct. That's not how it's supposed to be. So in the animator for the gate, this is just all I have to test it. We actually need to make this an empty or an idle. So when we do the gate animation, we need to make an idle state and an open state. And then we'll put the idle state here, open state here, and then it should trigger when we enter the collider. It should go over here. We just do no exit time, no duration, fixed duration off. That's it. And then we have to add a parameter called open. Yeah, if I click this, this just means you can preview. So if you're in game and you want to see your animation, just click that little button right there and we'll play it out for you, which should. Yeah, but I'm very happy that gate stays the same size when I hit play. I never thought that it would ever not do that, but thank God I solved it. Because trust me, man, I was flipping out about it. I was getting really upset. Very good. Yeah, and then we got to do a castle wall to patch out the outside of this, and then maybe a roof. So that's another thing I was thinking about doing. So maybe add a roof. So let me try. I want to see something. So let's add a cube, right? Let's bring this cube all the way up. Let's make this big as our level. Pretend this is a roof. Okay, actually, you know what? Let me go up first. All of these lights. Put them below. Dung roof. Yeah, now all the fucking lights are outside. I don't know. We're going to try it. Well, what I'm trying to do is eventually I'm going to need a roof on this. So what I'm going to do next, just to test it, is just cover it. And then what we're going to do is enable our directional light for the outside. I'm going to hit play. It has to be dark inside, right? So that's what I'm trying to do. If not, I have to make like a day cycle and player goes outside, the sun comes on. You can do something easy like that. Just need to see how this works. Yeah. Oh yeah, okay, kinda. That's alright. That's actually better than I thought it was gonna be, so. Yeah, but see, there's bullshit going on. Like, what the fuck is happening? No one knows. Hell yeah, dude. Cool. That actually works. That worked a lot better than I thought it was going to. So that's great. That's good news. Yeah. So what I can do is actually, now with this selected, what I can do is put my famous occlusion script on it. We should be able to see right through it if the camera pans into it. So let me find it. I know I just left it somewhere stupid. Occlude. There it is. Faint alpha fade speed player. So now we just put a player in this. And now when the camera goes outside of that, we should be able to see through it to the player. But the light shouldn't be able to pass through. That's just in case your camera pans up too high. You don't want to like see the fucking roof, yeah. So like for example, what are you doing? Yeah, see, we're above the ground. We're above the roof now. See? Roof, no roof, and we can still see the player. But see how I'm clicking on the roof? Yeah, yeah. It still goes to where I'm clicking, but it's click on the roof. It's funny. I don't know. Wall layer, it might have something to do. Yeah, that's funny. That's clicking on the roof, but that works really well. So like that's good news. Cause yeah, I'll show you what that's for. So like when you're behind a wall, like any video game, and your camera goes behind it, see how it turns invisible, and I can still see my player. We just gotta fix that. It's called occlusion. And I like how the roof has that, but doesn't let the directional light through with the camera. That's what I was hoping. I was hoping that it wouldn't create like a tunnel of light coming through. So that's really good. Yes, we just need to make a cool like castle wall roof or whatever. Just leave that there and just make an outer design. Oh yeah, the sun's off. What am I doing? Whoa there, wall. What are you doing? What the fuck is happening? Oh, there it is. Whoa, poppin'. That shouldn't be happening. Oh, I'm stupid. Yeah, hold on. Let me go to just do this in live edit. Yeah, it's because the top of the freaking wall isn't even showing. No, it's the occlusion. It was just kind of flipping through it. Something like that. Yeah, anyway, that's fine enough for me. Oh yeah, all the other lights haven't even been passed down anyway. That's okay. Yeah, let me just disable the directional light again. Alright, cool it is. Let me just clean this sidebar up a little. Close lights. Sphere. I'm not sure what you are. Okay, you're that sphere, so just get rid of you. Draugrs. Or UI. Or Occlude. I don't recall needing to have an Occlude. So the marker can actually be deleted now. The gate we don't need. The gate trigger we'll leave in Game Master. No, we need to have the game master in there. That's gonna keep logic. So it'll. Oh yeah, we need to do a save system. So we need to do that next. I think. A save, just a simple, quick save system. You know, creates a page file or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Save systems are easy. I've done it like 5 times on like 3 other projects, so that's quite simple. As long as we have that game manager, we just have to update the game manager to hold that logic. And then that's going to hold stats, and it's going to calculate everything for when you're in combat, when you have special weapons. So, because every weapon's a scriptable object, so they'll have their own. So we're going to do the same thing we would do with the marker. We're going to create the axe, add all the scripts to it, and drag it into here to create its own object, which will then be a scriptable. That way it has all of the scripts built into the object. Instead of you clicking the object and adding all the scripts, add it to the hierarchy, drag it into the lower bar, and it all combines it as one object. So, yeah. Yeah, the gate plays. Here, I'll show you. I forgot you were here last night, too, when we were stressing like hell about that. Yeah, we'll make a little save system. See, the gate opens. Works good. Trying to see. Actually, you know what? We don't need a save system right yet, actually. You don't need a save system yet. So I don't know if I want to start on item stats right now, or maybe we go get a couple weapons made and then try those out, because we need to figure out the weapon slot on the hand, which is pretty simple to do as well. We just have to make sure it's the right rotation, so every weapon has to be the correct rotation, or it's going to snap to the hand wrong. So we need to deal with that. Let me get rid of this gate, because we don't need it. We'll make a better one inside a blender. And then while I'm in there, I can make like a roof or something like that. A castle wall. We can thicken that up a little. Just like a jail cell, I don't know, a little tutorial area or something. I'll remove all of this when the time comes. Well, the reason why it looks like it's all high up in there is... Whoa, dude, what is going on? What is going on? Oh, that is so weird. Oh, that is strange. Oh, that is really... Oh, I think I know exactly what this is. Build height mesh. That's what the problem is. Yeah, I have no idea what that was. It was like a ramp of nav mesh with no terrain under it. But I bet you if I bake this now, it'll fix it. So let's bake. Yep, I was right. Perfect. Yeah, don't worry about this. This is fun. This is actually really good because these are actually pretty steep. You'll see when we go walk on that, that's like almost a 90-degree angle. So it's actually pretty fair for nav mesh. Like you can still get up there on the smoothest points. We just got to keep that in mind, smoothness, when we're doing things like that. Because we might get lower areas like this where it doesn't have a nav mesh. That doesn't mean the player can't traverse there. It just means enemy AI won't be able to traverse that. As you see, my player already kind of has a stupid-looking spot, so... It changes shape every time I do something. I don't know why, but we'll get that solved eventually. That mesh is the least problems I have right now. Yep, we got enemies and all that funky jazz. We gotta tune up the Ragdoll, too, to not be so wobbly. Yep, okay, good, good. There we go. We're cleaning things up a little bit, guys. Yeah, you gotta keep it neat and tidy because this stuff starts to explode, man. We're gonna have a lot of scripts in here, man. We got a lot of logic to deal with. Yeah, doesn't that look familiar to you? I know exactly what game this is from. You ever play the game Mortal Shell? I guarantee you that's that rig from Mortal Shell. I guarantee you that looks exactly like. I love Mortal Shell. Sick game. I'm playing Pillars of Eternity mostly though, and some other game I just downloaded called Dragonkin, some new ARPG. It's a lot of walking. Mundane walking, not like fun walking. It's like you teleport to go talk to an NPC just to load shaders again. That's why I don't ever want to touch Unreal Engine. I don't want to put people through waiting for shaders to warm up. It's the dumbest thing that ever happened to video game development. Shader warm up. If your shit can't handle the shaders, then don't put them in. Warm up. So stupid. It's 2026, man. We should be out of the times of load screens, and somehow they're just getting longer. Oh, that's cool. You can do 4. I only told him to do 3. That's weird. Gotta figure out why that's happening, because I don't want the player to be able to execute too many commands at once. Yeah, I'm just looking over some notes that I have here. Oh yeah, the fog of war is something we gotta do. If I want fog. I do want oh yeah, mini-map. That's something we gotta do as well, but we need the map first. I'll show you a really cool way to make a map. You can actually screenshot it top down. And then we can animate on it. So at least we can get that gate done. So we're going to jump over to Blender here. But I got to run down to the store real quick and then come back. And we'll jump back on and get this crunched. Sorry, I got something in my eye and it hurts. Yeah, we're going to get some of these done. So this is the enemy attack script. See, it's not that much, right? For a CRPG, like, that's what I mean. I could totally do this solo. It's just voice actors. I'm definitely going to need. So if I can't find enough friends, I'm probably going to have to launch a Kickstarter for that. But it'll be well into development before I open a Kickstarter, because the last thing you want to do is take investor money for something you can't deliver. That can backfire real hard, man. That can backfire on you real quick. Yeah, because, like, if you don't pull through with it, people are entitled to their money back. You know what I mean? So, like, that's what I mean. That's why when you see these games and they're asking for, like, oh, 138,000 Kickstarter, like, what the fuck are you doing? That costs you $138,000. And don't tell me it's acting, because it's not. It doesn't make sense. And all these games, they produce like 3 gig games for the price, and they say it costs us $4 million to make it. What the fuck are you doing? No, you paid out $4 million to employees, but it probably cost you $20,000 to make the game. You know? Well, that's the problem with corporate and small studios. The best times you'll have in game development are when you're hanging out with friends and you're struggling and you're willing to sacrifice your time to sleep on the office floor to get work done because you're passionate about the project. Things start to get a little bit more corporate when you're more worried about paying people's salary than you are of the product that you're selling, right? So that's a big problem. This is why when a lot of smaller studios go, you know, AAA, they start to go downhill. It's like, the further away you are from the captain of the ship, the harder it is to steer it to where you want to go, if that makes more sense, you know? Like old Bethesda, everybody used to be able to go walk into Todd Howard's office and share ideas. Would this be a cool idea in a game? They'd be like, cool, let's have a little coffee and walk out of the door. Nowadays, you can't even see Todd Howard unless you schedule an appointment. Then you got to wait a week for that and then talk to some corporate guy that then passes your idea on. Maybe. Right? So that's the big change that's killing things. Because those good games were made back when they were small developers, like, you know? There's nothing funner than having a Nerf war in a game office, like an empty building in the middle of the night. It's crazy, dude. Yeah, we had night vision goggles. We had one pair to hunt each other. It was sick, dude. Order pizza at like 2 a.m. It's just fun. It's just the problem is you gotta have friends that have a lot of time on their hands, right? Yeah, but that's the thing with that's just my opinion on corporate. The corporate thing, man. Stay small, stay humble, man. Make the games you want to make, not the games you have to make. And don't accept money to push agendas through your creations either. That's another cancer for it. Yeah. No, man. I honestly, I don't care personally if people use AI or not. I've seen what people can do with AI in games, and it's cool. You know, oh yeah, that DLSS 5. I'm not even gonna. We're not talking about that kind of shit. You know. So there's a couple reasons, a few ways people use AI. There's people that use AI to generate the work for them, and then there's people that use AI as a tool to assist them in doing the work. So even if you used AI in game development, you still need to understand the fundamentals of game development to even get that out of whatever AI you're using into Unity and working, right? So a lot of people do like, oh, write this script and write me a guide on how to use it. So technically you're learning, and after a while you won't need AI anymore. You just need to know it automatically. That's one good way you could use AI. A negative would be to like, okay, make me an RPG game and just copy and paste everything in and then yell at it why it doesn't work, you know? Like, it's a better assistant than it is a generator, that's for sure. Like, you can start line by line, start with one line, you know? You could be like, make a player controller, start with WASD, and then we'll test it, and then continue from there. Do that, test it, WASD works, the character moves, and say, okay, now add space to jump. Okay, now you got space to jump. Now say, when that's done, say now you got the walk and jump. Now say add mouse to look. Because you have to understand, a coder's dream the whole time has been able to speak English to the computer and get a response back. Right? Now you can do that. And I don't understand why people are mad about it. You know, you can still code the same way. You're just not typing in the computer's language, you know? Like, for example, right? Let's look at a part of the script in here. Like even here, like you don't even have to say, you don't even have to write that. You could just say, okay, set the damage of the attack to 10 instead of writing that, right? It's basically the same thing. It's just in English. But yeah, I do understand why people have a lot of problems with it. It's because a lot of people think that it's taking code from somebody else and pasting it in your chat. That's not true. It is with like articles and stuff like that, but when it comes to code, it's not. It uses the IntelliSense library. Like, you're building it line by line, you know? You're not copying anything from anyone else. And a lot of people use the same damn code in Unity anyway. Like, there's one way to make something happen, you know? Like, floats are always going to be a float. So it's like, that's just my perspective on it. Use it as a tool to learn. You know, you can learn things really fast. You know, another good thing to do too is where's the best, ask AI, where's the best place to start to learn code? You know, that's a good start. And it'll actually give you some good tips, because a lot of people think you just go to class, you exit class, and you know how to program. That's not how that works. You can read 5 full books on how to code and you'll leave it with nothing. You won't know how to do a damn thing. You legit have to go there and experiment. That's the misconception. I've seen people in computer science quit computer science class because they think they're not learning anything. It's just, you know, it's because you're not. You know, you can't be wrong with that. Everybody learned code just by doing it. I'm telling you that now. Everyone I've ever met, at least. Yeah, and another thing you could use AI for is paste your code in there and see if there's any errors, or ask it, what can I do to make this better, you know? I don't know, man. I love the way ARC Raiders handle it. You know, they use the AI as the enemy brain, and it's absolutely incredible, man. Like, they'll bait you in front of a door while the other one sneaks around back of you. Like, what? Like, that's a dream of mine in a video game, to have an AI that freaking smart, you know? Like, that's cool, dude. To plan against the player is something new. Even Claire Obscura was used with AI, and it's incredible. So the only reason people hate it is because AI was used. It's like, I'm not even sure exactly what. Here, let me look, see when Claire was used. Claire Obscure. What was AI? Yeah, it doesn't tell you. Yeah, but what in Claire Obscure was AI? Let me Google. What in Claire Obscure was AI? You want to know why they got in trouble? You guys, that's so funny, dude. That is absolutely beyond pathetic that they even got heat from that. So all they used AI for was to generate temporary placeholder textures. Oh, okay. Let me. Oh, sorry, I gotta read the rest. Which inadvertently made it into the game's launch. Yeah, okay, now I get it. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, but that's not a placeholder texture then. That is the texture. Like that's I mean, you don't make that mistake, you know? Like these are placeholder textures. These are like everything in here is a placeholder, you know? It's like I'm not just going to sell this game, you know? Yeah, I kind of get that though. I understand in their case. Well, to say that you didn't generate anything with AI and then end up selling people just that, yeah, that's a problem. Yeah. But what I was saying before isn't necessarily that, you know, that's generating the art for you rather than AI assisting you in learning the art, you know? Yeah, I've seen some people do some crazy things with AI inside of Unity before. Like, things are getting insane. Like, and these people still code with it, you know? It's just like they utilize it in different ways. Yeah, it would be cool to have like an AI tied to your game that controls the world NPCs and stuff, you know? It could add a lot of life to a game. So you could even tell this AI, hey, only bring parts of the life to world that the player is in, you know? And that could save a lot of space. I wondered how the hell you'd even manage to do that. Yeah, let me write that down. I'm gonna try that one day. See if we can make an AI brain for an NPC. But not like one of those stupid chat ones, you know, the ones that just talk and say stupid things. I love those. Those are funny as hell. But I mean like one that actually conspires against the player. Think about how cool that would be, you know? Like you have a big tactical map and you can see all the factions, and the AI in one faction is waging war against the other AI from Claude and the other faction, and they're putting up outposts around the map, you know? Like that would be cool. That's how you would be able to bring a living world together. I highly believe with AI you could do that. Just don't hit make this texture and then apply it to the asset. You know, that's AI makes a better leg to the table than the table itself. That's what I always say. Yeah, but I don't hate people for using it, you know? It's teaching people a lot of things. I just don't like the whole picture thing. I think using it for code is good enough. Yeah. Well, once you trust me, once you start entering float and all the parameters and you start doing your animator like 500 times, you'll just remember all this stuff. But it's good to get AI to teach you how to do it. That way you have that path to trial, you know? So just ask it, can you teach me how to set up the animator with 3 attack animations? And follow the guide. And then learn that guide. And the next time you do it, you'll just know it. It's like adding XP to your character, you know? Once you learn a skill, you always have it. It's really hard to get rusty. You usually just forget like a button or thing, you know. Except Unreal Engine 5, my opinion does not apply to that because that is the most overcomplicated thing I have ever seen in my life. So is Godot. Just to create a terrain in Godot, you gotta do like 4 different things. You can't just create a cube and make it flat. Yeah, okay, so we got that marker in now, so let's continue instead of talking about things. Yeah, we need to get that gate done here quick. I'm gonna drop off a package here for a client. So I'm gonna take a quick break, everybody. We're gonna be right back in about 15-20 minutes. We're gonna go ham on this thing. We're gonna get the rest of what we need to done because we're still making real good time. But thank you for now. I'll see you in a few.